Hey guys, it is Julie here with JT.Wealth. Today we are going to cover 3 hot growth stocks. So let's go. All right, guys, welcome back to all of our subscribers and hello to everybody new. We did just pass that 3,000 subscriber mark, so thank you guys so much for your support. That's a really exciting milestone to break. Just a reminder that you need to hit that like button and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you stay up to date with all of our future videos. Okay, so I know on this channel we do discuss dividend funds quite often, but today we are going to switch it up and just shine that spotlight on growth stocks. So keep in mind, growth stocks are basically any stock that you expect to grow at a much higher rate than the market does at that time. So with these stocks, you are looking to make more of your return from long-term capital appreciation, and they don't often or always pay dividends. These can be a little bit more expensive to get into because of this, but are supposed to pay off more over the long term. So we have 3 stocks that we are going to go over today, and those are Advanced Micro Devices, Square, and Microsoft. So for each of these, we're just going to quickly cover who they are as a company and what sector they exist in. We'll go over some of their recent earnings and growth and go over the potential for the future as well. All right, so let's get started with Advanced Micro Devices. So their ticker is AMD. You can see here, close of today, they were at $82.24. So they've had a really good run up these last couple months. Their 52-week low is down at $27, and now we've been trading above 80. So obviously these guys have seen quite a bit of growth lately. So AMD saw 3 distinct jumps last month, adding up to 47.2% gain overall. And Motley Fool breaks down here what those 3 distinct jumps were. So first, it rose 8% as the company introduced their new lineup of desktop processors built on AMD's Zen 2 architecture. Next, their arch rival Intel said that their own next generation manufacturing process is running so late that the chip giant might have to rely on third-party manufacturer experts. So this announcement was good for a 17% gain for AMD. And finally, their second quarter results came in well above analyst expectations to drive the stock another 13% higher in a single day. Now, AMD is an American-based company that's run out of Santa Clara, California, and their focus is on CPUs and graphic chips. Now, I am not knowledgeable in this kind of tech whatsoever, but what I've gathered is that they're basically making these chips smaller and better, and are doing so at a faster pace than a lot of their competitors. So they've been quite successful lately. So here's an overview of some of the companies that uses AMD's tech. You can see some pretty big names from Microsoft, Sony, Apple, and Google. As mentioned in that Motley Fool article there, one of the reasons for their big growth lately were their last earnings reports. So if we take a look at some of the numbers here, we can see that they reported revenue for their second quarter of $1.93 billion. So their revenue grew 26% year over year, largely driven by that Ryzen and EPYC processor. So looking at AMD and deciding whether it is a good buy right now, I love looking at tip ranks because they have this awesome new feature where it summarizes all of the information they have. So if we look here on their stock analysis, it gives you their analyst ratings showing that it is a moderate buy right now. Blogger opinions, news sentiment just kind of gathers the fact that everyone's feeling pretty bullish on this stock, and some of the technicals and fundamentals on their momentum and return on equity. For their stock forecast and price targets, our average price is coming in around that $80 mark, with a high though of $120 and a low of $50. So we do have a decent range there. And you can see on the left, we're kind of split between buy and holds right now, with 14 analysts saying it's a buy and 11 saying it's a hold. So can AMD continue with this strong growth moving forward? If we look at this Motley Fool article, their most recent chips were based on a 50% improvement in performance per watt over their predecessor. The good news moving forward that AMD is looking to push the envelope even further with their newest chip that'll promise another 50% improvement in performance per watt. The chip makers say that they are on track to launch this next generation card by the end of next year. So if they can continue on this path and live up to all those promises, these guys could definitely be a top growth stock moving forward. Okay, so that's kind of the summary of all the highlights of AMD there. So now we're going to move on to our second stock of the day, and that is Square. So Square's ticker is SQ. You can see here at the end of the day, they closed around $139. Their 52-week low is down at $32 with a 52-week high of $158. So you can see we've definitely seen a big jump up in this last year. So Square is a financial tech company, and they have two different areas of focus. So the first is the seller. So these are all of your merchants who have that point of sale. They have systems there helping them run their business and everything. And then they have their peer-to-peer cash app. Now just introduced their cash card so people can spend directly from it. And they also brought in Bitcoin capabilities. This Cash App is a newer area of focus for them, and you can see over the last couple years it has really started to grow quite successfully as well. So obviously Cash App is growing quite strongly as we all move to more of a digital-based banking. Cash is becoming less and less common nowadays. But other good news for these guys is that they just got approval this year to move into some of the lending area. So in 2021, we'll see them start making some small business loans to some of their Square customers as well. On our tip ranks stock analysis overview, you can see green across the board. So we have bullish and very bullish sentiments. We have moderate buy ratings, positive technicals and fundamentals there. So it's all looking really great. On our stock forecast and price target, our average is staying around that $134 mark, but the high is 210, although we do see a low of 44. Again, this is one that is split with 13 analysts having it as a buy and 16 as a hold. For their second quarter of 2020, their total net revenue grew 64% year over year to $1.92 billion, and their gross profit grew 28% year over year to $597 million. That Cash App ecosystem delivered strong gross profit growth of 167% year over year, so looking really strong there. So that is our quick summary there of Square. I think they're a really exciting financial tech company to keep an eye on, as everything is definitely moving to more of that tech base. Before we get into our third and final stock, just a reminder to hit that like button. Last but not least today is Microsoft. So I did recently do a video on these guys in regards to the potential acquisition of TikTok. So that is a potential big positive for them. I'm not going to focus too much on that in this video. So if you want more details on that, check out that last video. Microsoft's ticker is MSFT. End of day, they were trading around $208 or so, and that is up from a 52-week low of $132. There's a big storm happening. I'm sorry if you heard thunder. Now, I don't think I need to go into too much detail about who Microsoft is. Most of us have heard of Bill Gates and his company. Their big platform of products is from Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Outlook email, Skype, Xbox One, a whole big range there. A lot of their recent growth, though, is from their focus on their Microsoft Azure, and that is their cloud-based business. You can see here from their Q4 financial summary that they saw growth across every aspect of their business, basically. That intelligent cloud portion, though, is their largest at 17% growth. So overall, their revenue was $38 billion, which had increased 13%. And you see their commercial cloud surpassed $50 billion in annual revenue for the first time this year. This quarter, their commercial bookings were better than expected, growing 12% year over year. If we take a look over at our tip ranks stock analysis, you can see we're mostly green across the board. We did see a bit of a decrease in hedge fund activity and some shares sold off by insiders, but we still have a consensus strong buy and bullish outlooks from the news and bloggers. On our stock forecast, we see that average around $228 with a high of $260. On this one, we are a strong buy with 27 analysts saying buy and just 3 on the hold. So that's our quick summary of Microsoft. So again, I know we usually focused on more dividend stocks on this channel, but these are some really great growth stocks if you're looking to go outside of those typical FANG stocks. FANG being your Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, those big guys there. So these 3 have really shown solid strength already, but I think will continue to grow long term in the future for you too. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about these 3 companies? Are there other growth stocks that you have your eye on or maybe are invested in already? Please remember to subscribe, give us a like, and have an awesome day. Cheers.